Hi everyone, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom Muvorach. This week's parasha, Tissa, we read about the famous episode of Chet HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf, where just weeks ago the Jewish people said the words to God, Na'aseh v'nishma, we want to be married to you and we're ready to do whatever you ask of us. They heard the 10 commandments with their own ears. And Moshe goes up to retrieve the tablets, to come down with the Torah, the marriage contract, so to speak. And as he comes down, he notices the people committing Chet HaEgel, idolatry, a full betrayal of the relationship that they had with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when Moshe sees this, he feels cheated and he starts breaking down. And his whole life comes crashing down and he feels broken, he feels shattered, and he shatters the tablets. This is how I feel. And Moshe just takes his tent and he pitches it outside of the camp. He wants to go home. He wants to leave. He wants nothing to do with this. But then God comes and says to Moshe, Pesol lecha shnei luchot avanim. Etch out for yourself a second set of tablets. And God is teaching Moshe something very powerful. You know, usually every successful stage of life comes in 3 steps. First is where we get the good news, whether it's the job proposal, or we get accepted into the college, or the union is made, the match is made, you get married, and that first step always comes with a party. A l'chaim, a toast, some music, some cake, some balloons, a wedding, party, dancing, a lot of nice stuff. And then there's step 2, where something goes wrong. It starts heading south. It could be a week in, or a month in, or a year in. Something happens and we realize this is not what I thought it was supposed to be. That job is not the same thing that they promised me. This person is not who I thought I was actually getting married to. The children that I have are not as good as I wish they would come out. And our life starts breaking. We start feeling cheated. We start feeling hurt. And we just want to go home. We just want to cry. We just want to resign. We just want to close shop. We just want to give up. Our bubble is burst. But then God comes and says to Moshe, there's a step 3. There has to be a follow-up. After we feel like we're about to break, after we feel like this is not the life that I envisioned, God says, Pesol lecha shnei luchot avanim, to sculpt or to resculpt who we are, to learn to adjust to the situation that we have in front of us. It's counterproductive to think what would have been, what should have been, what could have been, if I would have married that person, if I would have accepted that job, if my kids would have turned out like this, everything would have just been so much better, so much easier. This is not the life that I dreamed for myself. I dreamed of something so much greater, so much better than this. Pesol lecha. You're right. But it doesn't help to live in that fake world. We have to live, we have to play with the cards that we are dealt. We have to adjust, we have to adapt to the circumstances that we are in. This is what God demands of every single one of us. Learning to make the best of our current situation, of our present reality. Remember, life is not about waiting for the winds to change, but about learning to adjust our sails. Shabbat Shalom.